Zdzisław Beksiński is known as one of the most enigmatic and disturbing figures in modern art. His works walk the fine line between dream and nightmare, pulling the viewer into dark, dystopian worlds filled with unsettling imagery. The Polish artist's canvases are a fusion of grotesque figures, fragmented landscapes, and visuals that reflect the darkest corners of the human mind. Through this unusual visual language, Beksiński not only makes viewers think, but also stirs something deep within them. So how did this master of inner sorrow develop such an iconic and terrifying style? Born in Poland in 1929, Beksiński initially trained in architecture. However, his tendency to represent destruction rather than construction made his shift from architecture to art inevitable. While he worked in various mediums such as photography, sculpture, and drawing, he found his true identity in painting. His career as a painter, which began in the 1960s, quickly gained attention. His early works show influences from surrealist artists like Salvador Dali and H.R. Giger, but Beksiński developed a completely unique style, dark, ambiguous, and oppressive. The landscapes and figures in his paintings are neither fully human nor entirely monstrous. These beings leave the viewer in a disquieting limbo. When examining Beksiński's works closely, two distinct periods stand out: his Gothic early period and his later digital era. The Gothic period includes paintings filled with twisted human bodies, decaying structures, and vast, barren landscapes. Many of the works from this time bear the scars of war, destruction, and human despair. These images, in many ways, reflect the traumas and fears of an artist who grew up during the Nazi occupation of Poland. His paintings confront the viewer with the collapse of civilization. Crumbling cities, devastated nature, and decaying bodies symbolize the fleeting nature of human existence. What is interesting, though, is that despite creating such dark works, Beksiński did not personally see these images as frightening or evil. He described his art as an inner compulsion. "I'm not trying to convey a message or tell a story through my paintings," he said.
Że to, co maluję, przede wszystkim powinno być ładne i zawsze w tym kierunku dążę. Ono się, raz mi się to lepiej uda, raz mniej.
To Beksiński, art was open to the viewer's interpretation and emotions. For him, a painting should remain anonymous and inexplicable, as each viewer brings their own narrative to the work.
Co Pana inspiruje?
To jest bardzo skomplikowane pytanie, bo jest bardzo wiele źródeł inspiracji, ale tak bezpośrednio to jakiś taki pomysł plastyczny, który pojawia się w pewnym momencie w trakcie robienia szkicu, czy niezależnie od tego zupełnie, nie kierowany absolutnie jakimś racjonalnym myśleniem, czy jakąś koncepcją, po prostu pojawia się, jak pomysł muzyczny, tak pojawia się chyba pomysł plastyczny i wtedy maluję obraz. Nie zawsze zresztą to, co namalowałem na danym obrazie, jest odbierane przez ludzi jako to, co mnie zainspirowało. Ludzie sobie wyobrażają, że mi chodziło o malowanie, powiedzmy, drzewa, tak jak tu, ale mi chodziło o pewne sprawy formalne, które właśnie przy tym drzewie, które nie wiem, czy to jest widoczne właśnie przez obiekt.
This was one of the unique aspects of Beksiński's art. His paintings free the viewer and pull them into a profound inner question. The artist's life was as tragic and complex as his works. The personal tragedies he endured deepened his artistic expression. Although he was deeply affected by the death of his wife Zofia in 1998, it was the suicide of his son that dealt Beksiński the most devastating blow. Despite these losses, he never stopped painting. In 2005, however, a young neighbor fatally stabbed him in his own apartment. This tragic end further darkened the already grim world of his art, and interest in his work surged after his death. Beksiński's art continues to resonate, not only in his own time, but also in contemporary culture. His influence is felt in many forms of art, from cinema to video games. He became one of the key figures shaping modern horror culture. Especially in video games and films, Beksiński's dystopian and terrifying visuals have left a lasting mark. The darkness, the engulfing emptiness, and the sense of helplessness in his figures seem to express our deepest existential fears. In his works, fear is not just an emotional state, it is the essence of existence itself. In conclusion, Zdzisław Beksiński's art holds a unique place in portraying the human psyche and the deepest fears of the subconscious. Each of his paintings invites the viewer on an inner journey, because the real fear in his art does not lie in the images themselves, but in the emotions they evoke in us. This is what makes Beksiński not only one of the most original and disturbing figures in Polish art history, but also in the world of art as a whole.